Shall we begin?
Let's begin now.
Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and today I decided I'm going to take a little break from the card making before I start my Father's Day series, and I wanted to work on something a little bit different. So what I decided to do was, I've done this before where I've shown hair bows and ribbons and so forth that I like to wear in my hair. So I took a little trip to Hobby Lobby, and they had on their clearance rack these little flowers, or actually they're not little, but these little flower pins. And like, they were pins, but what I decided to do was to remove the pin back off the back of it and just add some felt, and then I added this little bobby pin holder so that I can wear them in my hair. And these holders, like I said, I got these as well at Hobby Lobby, and they are by the jewelry shop, and they're called hair accessories, and they come in several colors, but I just wanted to just buy a couple of packs just so I could try them out, because I wasn't sure if I was going to like them or not. But they look like this, and you just glue them on to whatever item you want to wear in your hair. So, and they were actually, like I said, on the clearance rack, and they were only $1.19. So I bought every color that they had. They had this color, and then they had the black. So, and I just added the pin back, the hair accessory pin on the back, or bobby pin, with my felt. So then I worked on those. So then I decided, well, I need some more hair bows, and I wanted to continue using these. So I then took, and I showed this on a card on the previous video, but I decided to make some flowers using some of my dies. So now this one is made with felt, and I'm using the Tim Holtz tattered pine cone to make the flower. So what I did was I ran the die through my Vagabond, and I cut out two of them, and I rolled the flowers and put them together, and then I took and glued some felt on the back, and then the hair accessory. So it looks like this, and I have shown how to roll those together. So then I had some jean material left over from making a pair of jeans, because I also sew. And so what I did was I took the scraps, and once again I used the Tim Holtz pine cone die, or tattered pine cone, and I made another flower. Now with this one I glued 3 together to make this one, and I then just put some felt in the back and added my hair accessory. So now this one, I also use felt for this one. And by the way, the little small circles on the back, what I use to cut those out, because you won't be able to use your punches to cut this out, I use my Sizzix Circles number 2 die, and I use the smallest size right here. So now this one, this is from the Sizzix Build a Flower number 3, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up because I don't have the sheet that went on the front of this, but I used the second to the largest size, and it looks like that. So what I did for this one is I cut 3 of these out, and I then cut out the circle, but for the circle I cut, I believe it was this size right here, so it would be this one. And once I had my flowers cut out, I just took them and bunched them together and glued them to the circle. And then of course I had to add some bling, and I may add some bling to these two as well. I haven't decided yet, because I made this one first, and I decided it needs something else, so that's why I added the bling. So that, once I done those, I decided I wanted to try something that I have never done before. I've been watching, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Vianney on YouTube, and I'll put a link to her video on how she made what I'm going to show you up here somewhere. But I've been watching her work with polymer clay. Now, I make my own jewelry, and I once, about 10 or 15 years ago, bought some polymer clay because I was going to make some beads and so forth. And I bought some other materials to make things using polymer clay. I bought the pasta maker, and then I bought a toaster oven so I wouldn't have to use my large oven to heat the polymer clay. After I bought all this stuff, I didn't know what to do with it. And I said 10 or 15 years ago, it may have even been longer. And at that time, YouTube wasn't available, or it wasn't out yet, so I just kind of put the stuff in the back of the closet and never touched it again. But after watching Vianney's videos, I decided I'm going to pull out my polymer clay. And I really got hooked on making the pens. And she's been making a lot of pens lately, and I know some people are not interested in working with polymer clay, but I'm rather glad that she did do these videos because it got my creative juices going again, and I decided I was going to make some pens too. So Vianney had asked me to do a video showing what I've done, so I'm going to show the pens that I've made. I actually made a total of 6 so far. So this is the first one that I did, and of course I had to add the purple in there. So it looks like this. And then I still had some of the cane left over that I created to make this pen. So I then made this pen. And it looks like this. And then I decided to take one of my silicone molds that is in the shape of a flower, which looks like this, and I added that on the top of the pen, like so. So with the scraps that I had left over, I just went ahead and formed 2 rosebuds. And it kind of reminded me of the Recollections flowers that I purchased at Michael's. So I'm going to save these and possibly put them on a card. And then, since I still had some of the cane left over, and if you watch Vianney's videos on her polymer clay, she explains what a cane is and so forth. I decided to make this little shoe that I had a silicone mold for. So I'm going to show you some more of the pens that I did. So I did these 2 right here. And with this one, I took one of my silicone molds and made like a little flower. I forgot. I think that's like a posy. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But they look like this. And I just decided to take scraps and just put them all together. And this is what I came up with. And then I put some black and white together, and I made this pen. Kind of reminds me of a cow with the colors. And I once again made another rosebud. And then I took, and this pen actually happened by accident. I had some of this left over, and I was rolling it out to make another pen, and it just so happened that I had some green clay left over on my mat, and when I started rolling, the green started mixing in with the black and white, so I just decided to leave it like that, and I added a rose on the top. Now when I put the roses or the flowers on these 2, I put these on before I baked the clay. I decided later to add these 2 roses, and I tried using this Sculpey Bacon Bond. I thought Vianney mentioned that you could use this after you had baked your clay, but when I tried to adhere my flowers to the top after these pens had been baked, because as I said, I had done these, baked them already, it wouldn't stay on with this glue. So I don't know if I was doing something wrong, because as I said, this is the first time I did this, and I basically just watched her video and pretty much kind of did what she instructed you to do to make the pens. So I couldn't get this to stick after these were baked, so I ended up using my glue gun to stick the roses on top. So that's it, everybody. That's what I've been working on the last day or so, just to get away from doing my cards. But now the fun's over. It's time to get back to working on the Father's Day series. So stay tuned for my Father's Day with the Cricut series. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.